Hi, I'm Dave Cyderbaby for Rock Radio UK, and today I'm speaking to the magnificent Nathan James. Hello.
Hello, mate. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. You're looking very tanned and very toned. I hate you
Am
already.
I?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, I just got back from the States, from Florida and the Caribbean for 4 months, so I'm feeling tanned. That's for sure.
Yeah. I mean, it's not the only change, is it? I mean, you have gone through quite a transformation over the last, I suppose, it must be a year now.
Yeah, more than a year actually. I think it's about 18 months. I lost 4 stone
Hmm.
and started running, and yeah, I haven't really been drinking, which has been big for me. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, like once a month. Um, instead of every day, so that's good.
But you're looking so much better for it. You must feel better.
Yeah, I feel great, and I think with my schedule being so busy like it is now, I just haven't got time to to be hungover or to be unfit or to keep making excuses. I need to be on top condition all the time and
Mm.
vocally especially. And what I've learned is losing like the weight and getting fit and enjoying my running has improved my voice. So yeah,
Okay.
kind of very, very beneficial.
Yeah. So you're back in God's country at the moment. And but I mean, it's just like a brief stay, isn't it?
Yeah. I got here last night at 11 p.m. and a car is picking me up on Sunday morning to go to rehearsals for the War of the Worlds. So that's
Wow.
like what 3 nights at home, um, and I've got to pack in that time and get because I'm away for over a month with the War of the Worlds UK and European arena tour. So yeah,
Yeah.
it's a lot.
But on top of that, we've got a single out at the moment, Testify, which I
Yeah,
I rather like. So well done, sir.
thank you. Yeah, it's being very well received. I think the old fans of Inglorious are loving it because we've obviously got Colin back in the band, and it has that sound. It has his signature bass sound, and it's kind of like not that we've purposely harked back to older stuff, but it just will always feel like
Mm.
those first, especially 2 albums where Colin was so fundamental in the writing process as well with myself. So yeah, I think it's great, and that's why he's back is because we really do as a songwriting team work well together.
Mm. How did that all come about?
Um, it was over a year. It was like summer, not last year, but the year before.
Mm.
I Colin had tried to get in touch with me a couple of times via email,
Right.
and I ignored it because I was kind of focused on the new band, and I didn't want to. I wasn't in the right place to think about it. There was a lot going on in my life personally, and I wasn't kind of willing to move on at that time. And then
Right.
during 2 years ago in that summer, I just sent him a text message. I, I'll be honest, I'd probably have had a drink. Do you know what I mean? Like thinking about it.
Drunk
Um,
texting. Hmm.
yeah, it's like texting the ex when you've had. Do you know what I mean? Like just when you've had a few beers. I don't know, but something came over me. I felt the need to text him, and I said, "Look, do you want to get a beer?"
Right.
He lives so close to me. He lives in Somerset. I live in Devon. Um, and he said, "Hey, yeah, let's do that." So we met up within a couple of days, went for a beer at a gorgeous hotel, kind of like up near him, and then I just said, "Look, I want to do another Inglorious album, and I want to do it with you. I think the fans would love it, and I think everyone would enjoy hearing him again. And me and him, I know me and him write great songs together.
Yeah.
Like that's always been a thing. And every single person that's been in this band has contributed to the writing, but I would be lying if I said Colin wasn't uh, the biggest contributor.
Okay. Okay.
So yeah, it was a lot to do with his writing, and also we're getting older, right? When I started this band, I was 27, 28.
Okay. Right.
I'm I'm now 30.
Yeah.
So uh, we grow up,
Yeah.
and becoming an adult is like learning forgiveness on kind of both sides. I also am learning not to care as much about what people think,
Mm.
and I think I was so worried about like how people would perceive it, and now I'm like, I don't care. I just want to make a great album, and I know that with Colin we could do that, and we have. It's brilliant. I can't wait for people to hear it.
Okay. Well, tell me about the new album then. What can you
So
tell me?
I can tell you quite a lot about it. We recorded it in Henry's studio at the new drummer studio.
Yep.
The majority of it was recorded there. Richard, the guitarist, recorded his guitars at home. He's got an incredible setup. He's obviously played with great bands. He was in Cradle of Filth. Um, Very accomplished musician. And I tracked my vocals for the entire album, which is 10 songs, 10 songs in like 4 days. And
Okay.
all the backing vocals, everything. In summer last year, and it just came out so good. It
Yeah.
came out great. We had the same engineer that worked on albums 2 and 3, uh, engineer and mixed the album this time with Colin. Colin produced the album, which is something I wanted for him to do. I didn't.
Mm.
He'd been so involved in these songs, and these riffs were his from a long time ago that when it came to the conversation about who's usually on an Inglorious album, apart from We Will Ride, it's always said produced by Inglorious.
Yeah.
But this time it says produced by Colin Parkinson. Um, and that was my choice. I said that to Colin. I said, look, I think it's fair that you take the production credit on this because you've done so much work. He's really contributed to it. And yeah, surrounded by great people, very chilled process, no rushing, like previous Inglorious albums. You book a big expensive studio
Mm.
and you've only got so much time, right? So
Yeah.
you get in there. We were tracking so much stuff live. This time we got to take a bit more time. We got to go back with notes to the musicians, say, actually, can we have it like this? Or there was none of the time stresses that we've had previously. And
Mm.
because no one knew it was happening, there was no eyes on us, right? So like it was like the kind of secretiveness of it took the pressure off because people weren't going, oh, I wonder what they're doing today, or we didn't document any of it. There's no like hidden camera footage. Like we just literally got in the studio, made an album, concentrated on it sounding good, and then sent it to the label, and they said it's incredible. So yeah, we're very, very happy.
Okay. I mean, it's almost like you just gone right back to basics, stripped it right back, taken away the faff and the fluff,
Mhm.
and created what you're known for, which is fantastic rock music.
Yeah, and that's what it should always be about. It should always be about the music. And the only change that obviously has happened this time, as far as like, it's going from a 5 piece to a four,
Yes.
which people are who've seen the band would obviously see as being a bit different. But that was something that Colin was actually really adamant on.
Okay.
Colin, when he came back into the fold, said, "Look, I want to have one guitar to sonically kind of even it out," and that's because Colin is such an incredible bass player.
Mm.
When he's playing the bass, you don't need as much going on. Do you know what I mean? He's
Yeah.
such an integral part of the band. So to find an incredible guitar player that was comfortable playing with him, we were very lucky to find Richard, and Henry's just fit in so well. He can play everything. He's like an incredibly versatile drummer and really awesome dude. I've known him for years. I've known him for over 10 years, and yeah, it's all come together so so easily. I'm so happy, and I just hope people like the album. I hope people give it a chance. Obviously, they can. They don't have to part with their money now. They can listen to it on Spotify, and decide whether they dig it or not. But I think it's a great album of really awesome songs. We recorded more songs than we needed to,
Yeah.
so we kind of picked the songs that worked best as a collection for this record. And yeah, then the next singles that are coming are equally as great and a little bit different. So there's some heavier stuff. There's some. Um, I'm not going to give too much about what's coming, but it's some cool stuff. It's definitely a bit different.
Okay. When is the album penned for release?
June.
June. Okay. Right. Okay.
Well, the tour has been announced,
Yeah.
uh, and all of those tour dates are within a week.
Right.
So imagine when the album's out.
Okay.
That's a
Okay.
that was a
Very,
good way of saying it. I'm proud of myself for that one.
oh, very good. You've had some practice, haven't you? Oh dear. So you are on tour. I think you're doing Steelhouse as well as a few dates as well.
Yeah, we're going to do Steelhouse Festival. We're doing 4 shows. We're doing the Tivoli, which we love. We've played there a
Mm.
million times. That's the first night of the tour. KK's Steel
Yeah.
Mill, great venue. Then we're doing KK's. Where else do we go? Cardiff, and we do London. Finish the tour in London,
Okay.
and then the following month, the day after my birthday, we're doing Steelhouse Festival,
Hmm.
and then yeah, we're just going to see how it goes. Obviously, this is kind of feels like new territory for us all. I haven't been on tour with the band for over 2 years. Been really busy with other stuff, and yeah, we want to get out there and see how it goes. Really, see if people dig it like we do, and hope the album does well.
You look really pumped up for it, so.
Yeah, I think a lot needed to change in order for me to want to do this again. I really, the last Inglorious tour was very difficult,
Mm.
and I'm not going to like dwell on it too much, but it was kind of the end of COVID.
Yeah.
Um, the whole industry was down.
Mm.
The ticket sales for every single act that were going out on tour were down. People were cancelling shows left, right, and centre because they were getting COVID. We had a venue change on one of the tours. We spent the whole day doing a load in Newcastle to a venue that was covered in dust because it hadn't been used and was being renovated. And I ended up getting sick, getting a throat infection, and having to complete the tour with laryngitis.
I remember meeting you at Tavistock, and you were
Yeah,
rough as yeah.
yeah.
How you
I mean,
managed to sing, I'd take my hat off to you.
what? It's awful. The things you do, like in those situations, to get through the show,
Mm.
just so desperate. Because if I didn't do that, no one would have got paid.
Mm.
The band would have lost £50,000 or something, and it's kind of all of that. I felt all of that pressure on me,
Mm.
you know, and that's what I didn't like about it. I don't want to feel the pressure anymore. So this is why we're doing a small amount of shows at first, kind of build up to it, enjoy it. It's not about my health. I'm singing better than I've ever sung.
Mm.
It's about the the enjoyment aspect of it and not having all the pressure on me because it always kind of felt like if I wasn't at 100%, uh, no one else benefited. And
Mm.
yeah, and I needed the support, which I don't think I was getting.
Yeah, I mean, you are the figurehead of the band, obviously. But I mean, it must have been quite a big decision for you to take that time away from the
Yeah,
industry that you love. I know you were
yeah,
singing still, but yeah.
yeah. But I've kind of taught myself like I love the industry some days, but it is hard, right?
Mm.
It's hard. It's a hard place right now, um, especially when I can go and sit in the Caribbean for 4 months and sing twice a week. Do you know what I mean? Like it's very difficult. It's very difficult to go. I know what I want to do. Let's go out on tour and
Mm.
play smaller venues and in bad weather and eat sandwiches in service stations for a couple of weeks. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's it's a difficult sell now. I'm getting a bit older. Um, whereas when you're young, it's a lot of fun. It just
Yeah.
does get a bit more difficult, and we're all adults. Like Colin's a father, you know.
Mm.
Uh, Rich is a dad. I think my 20s and my early 30s was about Inglorious, throwing everything at it.
Yeah.
Now I'm in a place where I can enjoy it and not put as much stress on it as I did. It was my everything. And now it's something that I want to do because I love it and I love creating this music, which I think is better for me and I think will be better for the fans. I think it will be, I will be happier. And that is ultimately the most important thing is enjoying it.
I want you to enjoy it because I don't want you to disappear from the scene, because that's what
Yeah,
ultimately would happen, wouldn't it? Because if you don't enjoy it, you just walk away.
yeah. And I could have, right? But I haven't. I've been really patting myself on the back. I've been really brave in doing this and coming back out with an album and being knowing that some people are going to scrutinize it, some people are going to celebrate it and love it, some people are going to be excited, some people are going to go, no, this is it. I've had
Mm.
enough of this. Another lineup change. Um, but you have to understand that it's not just me. Also, there was lots of people involved. People were asked back in the band for whatever reasons they didn't want to. They had their own projects or they
Yeah.
had family or whatever it was. Things change, and to me, I I'm not going to let other people dictate to me when I do this thing that I created 10 years ago.
Mm. Mm.
It's always I want to enjoy the thing that I thought about. This is what I thought about. I thought about this band Inglorious. I got it signed. I want people around me that want around that feel the same, and Colin feels the same. And with time and growth and becoming an adult, and whether it's him becoming a dad or whatever, all these things we none of it really matters. We all take all of this way too seriously. It's
Yeah.
show business. Do you know what I mean? It's like it's supposed to be fun, um, and yeah, and I want to enjoy it. I want to enjoy singing. I want to enjoy these shows, and I want to enjoy seeing the fans again and seeing the people singing along to the new and the old stuff, obviously.
Absolutely. Okay, Nathan, I know time is short. Thank you so much for your time, and I'm so glad you're back. And if Testify and the rest of the well, what I've heard, shall we say, is anything to go by, it's just phenomenal. I mean, it's probably going to be your best work, I reckon. I reckon to date.
I Yeah, see if you can get a link from someone to have a listen, but that's not down to me. Uh, I'm yeah, I'm really proud of it, and I just hope people give it a chance. I want
Mm,
people to check it out and to enjoy the music. It's such great music, and we worked really hard on it.
excellent, Nathan. Thank you for your time.
Cheers, buddy.